Hello everyone, how are you? It's Kay. So this is the 6th of November 2022 on Sunday. So this is the weekly forecast today. I will cover the Forex pairs. On my watch list, I will cover 21 pairs. And also gold and WTI and indices. Also Bitcoin and the news for this week. And since this is the end of the week and the month also, we just started the new months in the month of November and October candlestick close. So I will check the monthly until October and also weekly time frames. So let's get started. Let me change screen. Alright, and a quick announcement is that the about the GTS class, it's about to fill soon. There are only 2 seats available, and one is about to fill. So technically, I think there will be only one seat available. So if you want to join, if you're interested on my training course, Global Trading School, please click on the below description link and please feel free to email me and ask me about more details. Okay, so let's start. So now I will switch to trading view and we'll do it from Forex first. So I will first cover Forex pairs from Euro, USD all the way down to the Swiss franc JPY. 21 pairs I will cover today. Alright, thanks so much everyone. Great to see you. Alright, happy weekend. Thank you for joining. So yeah, so first of all, this is a Euro USD. Euro USD is bearish simply because the price both on the monthly and the weekly are below Kijun Sen and below Kumo and Chikou span below candles. So this means that in the long term to mid term, the market is downtrending. For the last couple weeks, it has been bullish. So in the short term, it's bullish, but please keep in mind that overall still bearish. So that means the market can go down anytime in the lower time frames. And next one is the Euro AUD. Euro AUD is ranging on both monthly and the weekly time frames. So most likely the lower time frames will be very spiky and tricky. So if you don't see any chance on Euro AUD this week, we need to stay away. In terms of the candles, on the weekly chart, it shows engulfing inside bar. So inside means the resistance and the support on this big bullish candlestick has been including 1, 2, 3 candles so far. So we need to wait for the breakout towards either direction on the lower time frames and follow that direction. So until it breaks either direction, we need to stay away. So Euro Pound is also ranging on both monthly and the weekly time frames. So Kumo is Kumo on the monthly flat, Kijun Sen flat, and Chikou span is very close. And weekly shows Kumo is up because this Tenkan Sen is up. Tenkan Sen up and Kumo is up. And the Chikou span above candles. But still it's in the Kumo. And also the price is below Kijun Sen. So this is basically the range market. So range means, in terms of Ichimoku, range means both the buyers and sellers are 50-50 level, and we don't know which way it's going. So most likely I will continue to stay away from Euro Pound this week. And Euro JPY has been bullish both on the monthly and the weekly time frames. Starting from the monthly chart, the price above Tenkan Kijun Sen and Kumo, Chikou span above candles, and after the breakout of the new resistance on the 2 month back in September, resistance broke, and today this month is a bit retracing so far, but I can see that this is continuously bullish. And with that in mind, if we check the weekly chart, it's also bullish. Again, Kumo is up, Kijun-sen flat, but the Tenkan-sen is up, and the price above that Tenkan-sen, right? And Chikou span above candles. So I'm just waiting for the break of the new resistance, which is 148.40, and waiting for the buying chance. Next one is the Euro CAD. Euro CAD is it's down on the monthly and range on the weekly. So lower time frames may be spiky in this case. But in the long term, on the monthly basis, you see the last month it was resisted by the Tenkan-sen. So this month and next month, maybe towards the end of this year, downtrend will be possible. And weekly is ranging, so when it's downtrending on the monthly, we need to wait for the weekly or lower time frames setting chance. And I'm simply waiting for the breakout of 1.3274 and plan to sell. Because if you can wait for the breakout, then that will be Chikou span will be below candles, and that will be a good timing to sell. I will go down to the lower time frames and look for the selling opportunities. So that's the Euro CAD. And Euro Swiss franc is very much the same as Euro CAD. This one is a bit more bearish in the long term. Both monthly and weekly below below Kijun Sen Kumo and Chikou span below the candles. And in terms of the short term, it has been bullish, but I don't recommend you to buy on this one because on the weekly shows it's exactly on the Kijun-sen. And monthly is very close to Tenkan-sen, and Tenkan-sen, the blue one, is pointing down. So this means that selling pressure might happen anytime soon. So the scenario is if it goes down this week or next week, I will follow it, downtrend. But if the market breaks the Kijun-sen on the weekly, which is 0.9967, then I may stay away. Because if the price goes above the weekly Kijun-sen, what may happen is that it spikes. Like this, every time you see the price above the Kijun-sen, it spikes like this and the market becomes very tricky. So I highly recommend to stay away when it breaks the weekly Kijun-sen. So I will only trade if the market goes down. So next one is the USD-JPY and USD pairs. USD-JPY has been bullish still. Monthly is bullish and weekly is also bullish. And what's interesting on this market is the market is supported by the weekly Tenkan-sen. So it may bounce and goes up. Also, this is inside bar. If you can see the, let me just zoom in. And 2 weeks back was the doji, and last week was engulfing inside bar. So it's bullish on the monthly. So I'm simply waiting for the breakout of the doji resistance, which is 149.78, and plan to buy. So since Euro JPY is bullish on both time frames, I will mark this one. I mark a purple and plan to buy after the breakout of the last week doji. Okay, next one is the USD-CAD. This one is flat on both monthly chart and weekly is retracing in the chances to sell. This is, you can actually check the weekly chart. We can focus on the weekly chart, and the price is on the Tenkan-sen. And if the market breaks the Tenkan-sen level, which is 1.3463, then it may go down to the weekly Kijun-sen, which is 1.3249. So that will be the target in the short term. So yeah, just wait for the breakout of the weekly Tenkan-sen and plan to sell. Moving on to USD Swiss franc. USD Swiss franc is near the monthly resistance on 1.0145, and weekly shows it's also more like a ranging now. Long wick pointing up twice, so there are strong resistances. So I would simply wait for the resistance breakout 1.0148 and plan to buy. But after that breakout, there are new resistances, so the market may be spiky. So I think in this case, we just follow uptrend. If it reverses, I will simply exit. I will only trade if it goes up and breaks the resistances. And the next one is the pound USD. So pound USD has been bearish on the monthly because it's below this Tenkan-sen and Chikou-span below candles. And the monthly shows this is inside bar, inside in between 1.1741 and 1.0353. So simply waiting for the breakout of that inside on the monthly. In the meantime, as I check the weekly time frame, it's a bit ranging now because Kumo is flat, Kijun-sen is now flat, and the price is on the Kijun-sen. So this is downtrend. So I wait for the downtrend to happen on the weekly or the lower time frames. So if the price goes down and breaks Tenkan-sen, that's one of the timings to sell. Of course, I check the lower time frames and capture entry timing, but my view is bearish on pound USD. But if it goes up, then wait for the breakout of that monthly engulfing, which is 1.1752, and if it breaks that level, I buy. I look for the buying edge in the lower time frames. But for now, since it's bearish, I plan to sell. Okay, so next one is the pound JPY. Pound JPY on the monthly is bullish and weekly is bullish. So both are bullish, but if you look at the weekly Kumo, this is very thin. So whenever you see thin Kumo on any time frames, this is a sign that you have to stay away because the market becomes very choppy when you see this. So that means this breakout last week can be fake and the market might reverse. It may reverse back to the monthly Tenkan-sen. So if you are the sell biased, the target is on 160.35, and if you are buy biased, then you need to wait for the breakout of the monthly resistance, which is 172.10. I think it goes up continuously. I think this is bullish in the long term, but in the short term, it may retrace. So next one is pound CAD. Oh, sorry. Before that, a pound JPY. It's bullish in the monthly, so I mark purple. And moving on to pound CAD. This one is a bit tricky situation now. I thought the market goes up continuously, and it is going up from the 26th of September, but bullishness is not really that strong, but rather it's a bit choppy on the lower time frames. So I'm still waiting for the breakout of the weekly resistance, which is 1.5812, and target to the monthly Kijun-sen 1.5968. But that will be only for the very short term. Yeah, and I don't think I will take that because I may not be able to capture the trading edge. So most likely I will stay away from this pair. And next one is the pound AUD. Pound AUD is also ranging flat on both monthly and the weekly time frames. So even if you see some trending markets on the lower time frames, it may be tricky. Okay, next one is the pound Swiss franc. Pound Swiss franc has been also retracing and flat and both monthly, weekly time frames, both Kumo flat, Kijun-sen flat, so most likely I will stay away. In terms of candles, I don't see any edges in this timing, so yeah, I think I prefer to be on other trending markets. In the next one is AUD pairs. So AUD USD monthly shows it's flat. It just broke the Kumo, but it's not really strong breakout. Doji in reverse. So this looks to be ranging. The market is not really trending down on the monthly basis. However, on the weekly, it's down. Kumo is down. Kijun-sen flat, but the Tenkan-sen is down. And Chikou span below candles. So as long as price below the Tenkan-sen, I'm sell biased. So let me mark this one also. If it goes down continuously, I plan to sell. So that's AUD USD. And AUD CAD monthly broke the Kumo, and this is bearish. And the weekly also shows bearish. So I'm planning to sell. I wait for the breakout of the support 0.8598 and sell will be the right call. Okay, so yeah, AUD CAD I continuously check this week. And next one is the AUD JPY. AUD JPY is near the monthly resistance and Tenkan-sen is up, so it may break resistance and continues being bullish. And weekly shows its range. So, and too many wicks up and down. So just to be safer, I think I will just wait for the breakout of the monthly resistance of 98.61 and buy afterwards. Yeah, so far I think I will just stay away. To me, this is too choppy on the lower time frames. And the next one is the AUD Swiss franc. This one is prices in the Kumo on the monthly, Chikou span touching, so this is ranging, but weekly is down. Okay, so the scenario is if the weekly continuously being downtrending because Kumo is down and Kijun-sen is down right now, so and the price may be resisted by the weekly Tenkan-sen, and we may see downtrend this week. And also if he breaks the support of the weekly, then that will be also breakout of the monthly Kumo, and I think that will also be a good chance to look for the selling edge. Yeah, so AUD Swiss franc, I'm sell biased. I'm planning to sell continuously. And the next one is the CAD JPY. So CAD JPY is bullish on both monthly and the weekly time frames. So you can wait either the breakout of the monthly resistance of 110.58, or if we see lower time frame uptrend, we can be in the trade and expect the market breaks the monthly resistance. Whichever comes first, I think I will plan to buy. So this one, I'm buy biased, so I mark purple. Alright, moving on to the CAD Swiss franc. This one is ranging on both monthly and the weekly, so simply stay away. You see at a glance, you see Kumo flat and Kijun-sen, Tenkan-sen flat. Chikou span is still very close to candles on both time frames, so we need to stay away. We never know which way it goes this week and next week. And finally, Swiss franc JPY is still bullish, just like AUD Swiss franc. This one is bullish. Monthly still shows Kumo Senko span A up, and Kijun-sen is up, and Tenkan-sen is up also. So if you look at the both monthly and the weekly time frames, we see both engulfing inside bar on both time frames. So as long as market is inside, I think that would be choppy. So, but my view is bullish. In terms of Ichimoku, it's bullish because weekly shows also it has been supported by Tenkan-sen many times. So I think the market breaks resistance. So simply wait for the resistance breakout of 1.151.50 and plan to buy afterwards. Yeah, so that's my view on the Forex markets. So I will mark this one also, Swiss franc JPY, and continuously looking for the buying edge. Okay, so now let me move on to gold and WTI. So here is gold, XAU USD. I think XAU USD is bearish still because of the weekly Kumo shows down, and Kijun-sen is down, and Tenkan-sen is pointing down, and Chikou span below candles. Monthly shows its range because it's in the Kumo, but weekly is down. So I'm still expecting the market break support of 1617.31. And if the breakout happens, then that will be also the monthly Kumo breakout. And I think downtrend will be continuous. However, even if the market goes up, since weekly is down, monthly is in the Kumo, it may be choppy. So I would only plan to trade if it breaks support on the weekly. So it may happen this week or next week, so I will mark XAU USD. And let's move on to WTI. WTI is basically ranging on both monthly and weekly, so we can't really tell which way it's going. Monthly shows the price is above the Kijun-sen, but Kumo flat, Kijun-sen flat. And Tenkan-sen is also flat. And weekly shows the price broke the Kumo, but then retracing back, and now it's above the Tenkan-sen. And Kumo flat, Kijun-sen flat, so it may be choppy and ranging. So yeah, looks like WTI, the crude oil, does not have any trading confirmations. So now let me move on to index. Nikkei down to Hansen I will cover today. So Nikkei shows it's ranging still on both monthly and weekly, so we can't really tell which way it's going. Yeah, Chikou span is getting closer on the monthly and it's already touching on the weekly. So if I check both time frames, it's choppy and ranging and no trends. And let's see, Dow Jones. Dow Jones monthly is ranging because Kumo flat, Kijun-sen flat, and weekly is also in a range because simply it's in between Kijun-sen and the Kumo. So I think this is a bit tricky market to be in the trade. So my advice is to either you wait for the breakout of the weekly Kumo to buy, or focus on the lower time frames and follow uptrend. But until the market breaks on the weekly Kumo, lower time frames, including the daily time frame, may be choppy. So just wait, be careful on the retracement. Okay, so next one is the Nasdaq. Nasdaq is bearish on the weekly and ranging on the monthly. So we can just wait for the support breakout. Weekly support 10438.3 breakout and plan to sell. I think this is still bearish. So Nasdaq is bearish. On the monthly chart, we see there was a Tenkan Kijun dead cross and Chikou span about to break. So if it goes down, and if monthly breaks Kumo, then that will be bearish. Yeah, so far the price action on the weekly also shows that it's bearish, consecutive bearish in waves. So this may continue downtrend. And next one is S&P 500. This one is range on the monthly, so it may be a bit spiky on the lower time frames. Weekly shows no trend, so we need to stay away until it breaks the support of 3485.1. So this is just like Nasdaq. This one is also bearish because of the consecutive bearish in waves on the weekly time frame. So it may be resisted by the Kijun Sen and continuously goes down. So that's S&P. Looks like US indices are very choppy and spiky, but overall shows bearish. Dow Jones is not really bearish, but still it's in between Kijun Sen and Kumo, so it may be tricky on the lower time frames. So I think the best one among the USD indices is the Nasdaq, because it's close to the support and weekly is down and monthly about to break the Kumo. Alright, next one is Euro 50. Euro 50 monthly is ranging, no trend, and weekly shows no trend also. So we need to